introduce yourself if you don't mind?
I would be happy to. A lot of these names I recognize. I'm Crystal. I'm the insurance coordinator. So most of you I've probably talked to at least once, if not more. Really excited to have everybody here so we can explain the waivers in detail because I know that is high on everyone's priority list. So excited.
Yeah. Crystal, thank you for being such a great voice, face, and otherwise communicator for our insurance program, and just for kind of rallying this cool community of people. I'd also like to shout out to Casey, our communications manager, who has made all of these webinars, all of these meetings, all of these emails possible, getting people together and sharing this really valuable info. So, Casey, we couldn't do it without you. Thank you. Our agenda for today is going to be talking about liability waivers for your event attendees. Okay. Um, what I was also going to ask is if you have a question throughout the call, feel free to type it into the chat. You can also raise your electronic hand if you want. And Crystal is going to be monitoring some of those questions in the chat. I'm going to be sharing my screen and speaking, so I can't see the questions in the live time as they're asked, but please feel free to speak up if you have a question midway. And then when we're done with kind of our agenda for the call, we'll stay and answer other questions you might have. Okay. Thanks all for being here. I know this is exactly what you wanted to do with your Thursday afternoon. So we're going to begin today's call with how do I figure out who has signed a liability waiver for my upcoming event? And here's how we're going to do that. I'm about to share my screen. So welcome everybody to the ACA's homepage. Sorry, the admin bar on Zoom is always in the way. Okay, so where we're going to start is using your Sport 80 profile. Okay, right here, I'm using the Fredericksburg Canoe and Kayak Club as an example. If you're not yet sure how to get into your club's profile, it's done by this little icon and name up here at the top. And then you click this button that says switch account. Okay, so this is my personal account. My name's Kelsey. Here I am right here. When I want to go back into my club or affiliate or pro school or OLG, I click switch account and I click the one that I want to work with. And it'll have this orange bar here at the top that says you're operating as your club or affiliate, right? So next thing, how do we figure out who signed a waiver for us, right? How we're going to do that is through our member search feature. So if you scroll over here to the left, click on members, we're going to use the smart list feature. The quick search feature is you can look up anybody in your club by name, by email, by membership number, and you'll just get an ongoing list of anybody who is either a current, a past, or an event member of your club all in one place. And you can search through them if you're looking for something in particular. But what today we're going to do is use this smart list. You're going to bump onto this page as the kind of landing page of the search, but we're not going to use this particular item. This is just a quick view. Okay. What we're going to do first is click over here into the load view screen. So this is like a little cloud with an arrow pointing up, right? You can click on that and we've pre-built some lists for you to look at, okay? We offer event waivers online, both free and paid. What this means is that if you want to collect the event waiver fees from all of your non-member attendees and submit those at the end, great, use this free one. If you would prefer to pass along that insurance fee to the participants themselves, and you therefore pay nothing at the end, you can give them the paid option so they can sign the waiver and pay that $10 right up front. Okay. You can do either one or a combination thereof. We also still offer hard copy waivers for adults and for minors. Those are accepted now and they will be, but you of course can't administrate them online because they're in paper. So I'm going to use the free search for this example today. So you pick the one that you want and you click load. Okay, and so here you will see all of the people who have signed an event waiver at all, okay? There's going to be a lot of these as you go through. And so to narrow this down, we're going to use filters, okay? So there's kind of like two big pieces that I hope that you can take home from the smart list is we have filters which are search parameters, time frames, birth dates, event, time frame, whatever. And then what we have that are called columns. And columns are information. As you can see in this view, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns of information. This screen can only share 6 columns of information at one time. And then you can filter it down with a lot of other specifics depending on exactly what you want. This can seem confusing. However, it's beautiful because just about any combination of info that you want is available here. And you don't have to ask a staff member to make you something specific. You can do it all by yourself whenever you want. Okay, so what I'm going to do to further illustrate my example here is I'm going to go to this button that says Actions. It's blue right here. And I'm going to click Edit Columns. Okay, this pops up this view screen here. And on the left-hand side, there's a bunch of things, right? And so this is what I was talking about with basically any information. If you want to view people's age, if you want their middle names, whatever information that you want is all available in here. I have selected people's first name and last name, their membership status, and then when I scroll all the way down to the bottom here, I've got non-member event waiver, and I'm saying I want to see what date they signed it. I want to see the club for which they signed it. But because I can only filter 6 columns of info at once, if I hit this, it's going to say, oh, you've already hit your max. You can't do that, right? And so what I can select here, though, is select in report. You can have all of these fields in a report if you want to. So you go through here. I want to see the name and the start date of the activity. You could export in the report the addresses, the emergency contact names, relationships, numbers, emails for people who have signed up for this event, and put it all into a report. Okay. And so I can sit right here and view this. These are the dates for which all of these fine people signed. This event name, we named them silly things like tests, and selected the start date of the activity. This is one area where you're going to have to give a little bit of education to your signers, telling them the name of the event and the day that it begins. If it's a multi-day event, or if it's in the future, reminding them, hey, it's on May the 15th, and it's called Paddling 101, okay? These fields, event name and start date, are filled by the person who signs. We are not able to collect calendars of every event that you plan to host and feed them into here for people to select from. They're just going to have to type in the name. And so tell them, sign this right here. This is the name and the date that you need to input. Okay. And so once I've gathered all this information, seen what I've got here, you can note that people who have a current annual ACA membership will be listed as current in this green box. Okay. Or green oval. Is that an oval? Jelly bean shape? I don't know. For someone who has previously been an annual member but is no longer, you will see invalid. Okay, so if you have club members who come to an event and say they're an annual member, but their membership expired 3 weeks ago, you'll be able to notice it here. Okay, you can also export their annual membership expiration dates using those columns that we looked at earlier, right? In here. And that would be membership expiration date. Okay, you can turn that on. Membership number, membership type, any of that stuff can be added to this report. And for people who have never been an annual member and are only signing for the purpose of this event waiver, this will be blank. Okay, and also if I'm exporting this report and including membership numbers, if they've never been a member, that column will also be blank for them. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is click Actions and download this report. And it's going to pop up these columns to me one more time. Are you sure that you have all the information that you want? I'm going to add another one and say, yeah, I'm done. I can't type, excuse me. So it's going to say, hey, this report is now generating. We're going to email it to you. Or you can also just click here and you'll be taken to a screen that says queued reports reports that you run, that you ran last week, that you ran last year. They'll all be listed here as you go along, so you can re-download them if you want historic information. And they'll come along right here. And you can download these as soon as they're ready. So while this is working, I'm going to show you something else. Okay. The waivers, this is what your event attendees will see. We've gone through this in previous webinars, so I'm going to walk through this one more time if you haven't seen it yet, or just a recap for those who have. If someone does not have an account, they'll be prompted to create one. Okay. In my case, I already have one, and I'm signing this for myself. Right here, it's going to pop me onto this screen. Again, if they are not already a member, they're not going to have some of these info in here, but I am. And so this is where you select the club or affiliate. Either member type is in there. And if you happen to be a certified instructor and intend to use these waivers, the option of unaffiliated is for you. Okay. But in this case, I am doing this for the Fredericksburg Canoe and Kayak Club. So I'm going to type in their name, or I can scroll through the options either way. They would type in the name of the event as you told them. And then this Fredericksburg Canoe and Kayak Club, this does not transfer into the waivers. It's just an opportunity for them to confirm they know who they're here to work with. Okay. You can type in your address here. This pre-fills from my account. This is where you would enter your emergency contact information. This pre-fills from my account. They're presented with the waiver right here. Take as much time as they need to sign and understand this. And when they have agreed, you just click yes and click add. And that's all that they need to do. If they sign event waivers for multiple events throughout the year or with other clubs, they'll all show up here so they can keep a record of this within their account. Again, an account is not the same as an annual membership. They do not need to pay a penny to have an account. Okay, so another detail about that is when someone signs an event waiver for you. Over here, I wanted to show you the help center, by the way. The support center where we keep a lot of information on how to use different things. But what I'm trying to show you right now is in organizations, event waivers. We have written step-by-step instructions. I've shown you these things already, right? So how you can have someone use the free version, the paid version. I'm pointing at the screen as if you can see me pointing. Please excuse me. What I was about to speak about is when someone signs either the free or the paid, they themselves get an email confirmation that looks like this picture right here. Hope you can see that a little bit better. They also have this button that says Event Waiver Google Wallet Pass. If they're on a computer, like I am now, you click Google Wallet Pass, and this is what it looks like. There will be their name, a URL, QR code, bunch of different acronyms, forgive me, a QR code here, their name, status of this waiver, their birth date, issued by ACA, and then the terms and conditions, right? If someone instead clicks on it while on a smartphone, it looks like this. It'll say event waiver, their name, the status. Up in the top right-hand corner, if you see these three dots, you click that, it'll give you this small option bar here. Click on pass details, and it looks like this far right image, okay? Date of birth, the club for which they signed, issued by ACA, the terms and conditions, and if they want to remove the pass from their wallet, that's perfectly fine. That's how they do that as well, okay? And so what I would like to ask, for those of you who are in reach of your phone and not using it for this meeting, of course, would you do me a favor and scan this QR code here on the screen for me and tell me what you see?
I see a dog.
Yay. Okay, thank you. That's my dog who has his own event waiver. But my point being is that if someone comes to your event, to the check-in table, to the registration booth, to wherever they sign up and get their life jacket and paddle, they can show you this from their phone or from their email. You can scan it to see if it is still current. And if they've uploaded a picture, you'll see a picture. But the point is, I'm trying to illustrate the utility of this pass. Okay. And so that is what they receive when they sign one. Secondarily, when they sign one, you as an organization admin will get an email confirmation as well. It just says, hey, Fredericksburg Canoe and Kayak Club, Crystal has affiliated to your club. You don't have to do a darn thing. Just leave it. Unless you're like, no, Crystal doesn't belong with my club. She clicked the wrong thing. For whatever reason, you can click here to remove. So take Crystal away from your event. But otherwise, this is just for your information. You can collect these emails if you need to cross-reference or you're curious, but that's all. Or you can delete them, and that's fine. Okay? And so after all of these different ways for people to sign, figure out if they did sign, for which club they did sign, for which event they signed, all these different ways to double check, we'll go back to this reporting and smart list pulling, which we were doing earlier, right? I'm trying to find, let's see, is my report ready?
Can I ask a question about that?
Please, go right ahead.
So let's say someone has the QR, I scan it, I have my beautiful picture of your dog. It doesn't necessarily say what event it was for, though. So does that matter?
I can have that placed here. It's just not there now because this allows people to attend more than one event with it for a while. Or I can have the event name entered here. The reason I chose not to include it at this point is that historically, when we've collected online waivers, not everyone who shows up knows the name of the event, and they'll type in kayaking with my brother-in-law, or whatever it is. And so if they do not complete that part correctly, that might be actively confusing to your check-in people. But
So if we had, say, two potential events happening around the same time,
okay,
and we had, we want to confirm that they have signed the event waiver for event A and that it's not
okay.
for event B, I guess. Maybe whether it's here or somewhere else, how would I confirm that?
Okay, so two different things. I can have the event name or event start date added to this pass. So the next time that we do this, that will be one of the items displayed here. If in the meantime, right now, if we go back over here to this smart list, remember, in the actions and in the columns, remember how we were talking about over here, event name, event start date. When you pull these things in your report, those will be information that's contained in the report. Kayla, did that answer your question?
But
okay.
Yes.
But I agree with you. It would be way easier if you could just see it right there. So I'm going to make a note right now to add that to this function. So it's a little easier for everybody. My report that I'm trying to use to illustrate is, thank heavens, there it is. All right.
Hey,
One moment. I'm
Kelsey.
going to open. Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. While you're pulling up that report, Bill had a question about Bill Ashworth typed in a question that said, are the test waivers that he had done in January, should they be showing up? Because all he's seeing is the date that they were signed, no other details.
Can I wait and answer that in a moment? I need to see what you're describing.
Absolutely.
So over here, I'm going to switch my screen for a moment. This is the report that I just downloaded, right? So there you've got the people's names, their emails, their membership status. This is membership expiration date for those who have a membership number, membership type, individuals, instructors, whomever, right? This is the date that the waiver was signed. In this case, this person, my dog, has signed multiple waivers, okay? And this is the primary club for which that was signed. And here is the name of the event as it was entered. And here is the start date of the activity. And again, all of those columns of information, birth dates, middle names, emergency contact information, their email address, whatever else, all of that can be put into these reports, and you can pull all of that whenever you want. And so that's a way that you can keep track of people and run it every time that you press download here. it will, it's a dynamic report, meaning it will update for someone who signs 5 minutes from now, and I download the report 5 more minutes from now. Does that make sense? So you can check that just about any time. I also wanted, I already showed you that, never mind. Okay, so did that. So forgive me, I was just running through our agenda today. So just to be really clear, I'm going to turn myself off for a moment. The topics that we've covered are trying to see how to log in and out of your organization's account, how to find people who have signed a waiver for you and manipulate different amounts of information, and search parameters, filters as well. And then what it looks like to sign one of these waivers, how you will be notified that someone signs, that they will be notified that they signed, and how they can keep a copy of that. And then pulling those reports to upload with the event final report. Bill, yes, the paper waivers are indeed on our website, and they are also contained in that Help Center article that I earlier was showing everybody. I'll pop back to it for just a moment. Boop. So you can click this. It will take you to the free version. This one takes you to the paid version. This will take you to a download of the adult paper. This will take you to minor paper. If you go to the ACA's website and hover over insurance and go either clubs or affiliates, either one, you can scroll down to the resources and see the same thing. Here's the online waiver that's free. Here's it with the $10. Here's the paper. And paper a second time, I guess. Okay. Does anyone have a question about that? Michael, your hand's raised.
Yes, I have a question.
Sure, please.
It's about the 1 year waiver, because when we have an event, the people who are ACA members they don't need to sign because it's already signed. We can only see their signing a waiver if they affiliate their ACA account with our club.
Correct.
I see in your, what you showed us, that there is only one club that they can affiliate with. People have multiple affiliations, and I, as the administrator, I cannot see their account unless they sign as CCA.
Got you. That's a fantabulous. I made up a word. That's a great question. And in the examples that we showed you, yes, those particular accounts only had one affiliation, but that can be changed. You can have multiple. So if me personally, I go, let's see. Oh no, where do I? Please forgive me. Nope. Well, I feel like a fool. Give me a moment to think on that. But the point I'm saying is that you can affiliate with multiple clubs. I was trying to figure out where that is, and I don't remember right now.
And will there be an easy PDF file in your thingy on the side to explain people? Because when we have an event and I cannot see a person who swear that they did sign it, I need to send a PDF saying, hey, please do that.
Okay. Well, here, give me one moment. So, pardon me, it's in my membership is where this is, excuse me. Right here is where I select a club, right? And I can put Fredericksburg Canoe Club, add another, North something, Brooklyn. Cool. All right. I can add, you can add as many as you want to in this list, right? Where's the Baltimore? Sure. I don't know. Canoe cruisers. Cool. So anyway, my point being, all of those can be selected. Okay. So, and step-by-step instructions on how to affiliate yourself with a club, you can find that right here. How do I indicate my club affiliation? And this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 step-by-step instructions. I should have read my own thing. Here we go. Excuse me. This shows you how to do exactly what I just did. is how to select your one or multiple clubs.
Wonderful, thanks.
Of course, yeah. But this help center is a gold mine if you take the time to review it. But of course, call us. We want to show you where all this stuff is. But if it's midnight and we're not answering the phone, which please don't call us at midnight, but we've got a lot of stuff here. You can type in a question, and this help center will search for all the articles that contain the keyword that you have searched. And if you still can't find it, you can click this button that says submit a request, and you send us an email, and we will answer you directly. Bill, hey, how are you?
Good, thank you. And Crystal, I read my question from chat, but let me restate it. So I created a dummy account back in January after the first meeting,
Okay.
and I created an event waiver for that dummy member.
Okay.
But up until yesterday, the last time I checked, when I go through the steps you've outlined and look at the report for that will show everybody's event waivers, what I only see is the start of this, the date that it was signed. So nothing that can
Gotcha.
identify. So can I assume if I create another one today with all the information, it will show up in the reports?
Gotcha. Two things. One, you don't need to create another dummy account. Your dummy account can continue to sign the waiver over and over again, just to save yourself something. Secondly, I would be interested to see if you have the correct column in your report. You might have just clicked the wrong thing.
Yes, I see that. Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. And that it took me a minute to find that too. So don't worry at all. There was somebody who asked in the chat about these waivers being accepted for instructors and CMS. Like a screenshot, an image of it is acceptable to be uploaded into the CMS, but right now there is not a direct integration. But if someone signs them this way, we'll accept them as uploads that way. What else can I help everybody with?
Is there a plan for a future integration or no?
It is not currently on the radar. Of course, it's
Okay.
possible. We just have a bunch of other priorities, but yes, it is most certainly possible. Yeah. Christopher, what's your question?
Sorry, I was muted. I put it in chat, but I was just going to ask. I think I noticed that it's possible to edit an event waiver after the fact. You can submit it and then notice that you need to make a correction, and you can get back into it and edit it. Do I have that wrong, or?
Give me a moment. I will check.
And part of the reason I asked is because we have pool sessions scheduled, and people are starting to sign up for them and submitted event waivers, and a couple of people did not specify the event name as I wanted them to, and so I'd like them
Got
to.
you. So the club for which the waiver is affiliated can be edited or added, just as Michael had said earlier. But no, you can't just change the dates. Like log back in and push it to the next one, push it to the next one, push it to the next one. The only thing that can be edited is the club. Worst case scenario, ask someone to sign it again. The free one, no big deal.
Okay.
Great question. Who else had a question?
I'm really not Bill. Number two, I'm Leslie. I did look at some of your help screens, preparing my own PowerPoint on how to navigate your stuff. And the screens don't look, your screenshots don't look like the screens look today. I think they're probably earlier versions or something.
Okay. Well, would you do me the kindness?
It didn't throw me too much, but I'll let you know.
I don't want to throw you at all. So if when this call is over, if you would do me the favor of just showing me an example of one that's confusing you, I want to fix it right here and now for you.
Okay.
Thank you. Kayla, do you have another question?
Well, now I have two questions.
Please.
One, I was going back to the chat, and Hugh Hilliard asked about event waivers for the first session during each calendar month. And Crystal said, yes, that would be fine. So signing an event waiver for each month is that the desired one per month, or can it be one per season?
I don't fully understand
Like-
the
So
Like for pool sessions, so we have weekly pool sessions. Can they sign one
Oh.
event waiver for the year for pool sessions that start January
Gotcha.
1st?
The event waivers are good for 30 days at a time.
Okay. That's
Great.
good to know. So
Level
then that will lead, let's see, would it be 126? So my other question was, we had pool events that started, well, it started actually mid-January. And when I look at the view you were showing earlier, looking at the non-member event waiver free, I only see 3 of them showing up there. But when I go back into like the individual person view as a club admin or like even my own, I can see that the event waiver is showing. So I see it on my individual view, but I'm not seeing it there. So I guess my question was, do they and that they are showing as current. And I think maybe your answer to the 30-day might be useful, that if we have event waivers that are more than 30 days, it might be useful to see those as not current, so that there's
It will say that.
easier to
Yeah.
see. Let's see what I have my personal one up, because I believe I signed mine January 18th and mine still shows as current. So
Okay.
um
I'm gonna check on that. Am I correct in interpreting, would it be helpful for you to see one singular report that has both annual members and your event members at the same time, to see if, like, if you were to do a check-in of who walks in the door and who has a signed one? Is that what you're inferring, or am I totally off base?
well, okay, so maybe that's another clarification. Then go back a second. An annual waiver is what? Define that.
Sure. For people who are an annual ACA member, they sign one waiver for the entire year as a
And
paid
that
member.
is good for all events across all clubs?
Correct.
Okay. And then the event waivers are purely for those individuals who are not ACA members. And the free versus paid is the determination of, do they pay it as they go through the process, or do we pay it later?
Bingo. Yes.
Okay.
So the insurance costs $10 per non-member. If you want them to pay it and you don't have to deal with that, great. Give them the paid one. You don't owe it. You don't owe us a check. You don't have to send us an invoice, or we don't have to send you an invoice, anything like that. They can all pay it. Or if you just want them, let's say this is a sponsored event by a local business and it's free for them, and the business sponsors that $10 per person, you can pay afterwards. Or if for whatever reason you want to offer some people a free and some people a paid, and you give a scholarship to some attendees, you can mix and match however you see fit. And so there's so many choices, and a lot of people are getting confused between all the choices, and I completely understand that. I also just don't want to say there's only one way to do it and only one waiver, and you have to do it our way. Does that make sense? I'm trying to bring flexibility, and as soon as you find the route, the report, the combo of these things that suit you, it'll be much easier. And if you grow or shrink or move sideways in the future, you have more choices on how to adjust. Who else has a question? Debbie.
I do, thank you. I hope I didn't miss how to do this. So as an instructor, I have a class, I have to load up waivers for everybody. If they're already a member, I want to use their annual waiver. And
Okay.
so I need a copy of it. So I'm listed as an associate admin to our club. Is there a way I can see their annual membership waiver so I can load it into the CMS?
If they're an annual, okay. One, they can send you a screenshot of their membership pass, e-pass, right? Like we were just looking at the event version one, but full annual members have one that has their ACA membership number and status and instructor type all there, so you can upload that. As an admin, you can go into someone's profile to see their waivers. It's It's one at a time, which might be a little time consuming. However, we are currently negotiating a transition, an API, a talkie with Sport 80 and the CMS so that moving forward, any current member in Sport 80 who has to sign an annual waiver will not require an upload in CMS. Like it'll be an unknown, it will become known. It's in the process right now. Yeah.
Please, oh please.
Yes,
And
that is what's happening. It's in the works right now.
right. And I will already tell you that getting them to pull up their pass or do anything is like pulling teeth.
Yeah.
Just getting them to answer the questions I need for them to attend a class is like pulling teeth. So anything you can do to make it easier for we instructors, I'd be eternally grateful. I'm sure I'm going to be bugging you for some way to get their waivers because I will bug them and I won't get them.
That's okay. Well, Debbie, if you get in a tough spot before this new integration happens, shoot me an email. I will take care of it for you, but it's coming soon.
Okay.
And we won't have to worry about this one thing. They're still going to be non-responsive and forget their water bottle that day and who knows what else, but I can't control that. But it's going to be better.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Bill, what question do you have?
Yeah, the real Bill Ashworth once again. So this is kind of fun. Debbie and I are in the same club. I'm on the regular trip side. She's on the instruction side. So in January on this call, the question was asked, can we as administrators get a report that shows the expiration date for our ACA members' annual waivers? And I understood the answer there was no. Has that changed?
Yes, it has changed. Thank you, Bill, for asking. We've been on 6 or 7 of these webinars by now, and I honestly forgot that question. So thank you for letting me know.
Yep. Yes.
So we migrated in some signed waivers from our past platform, and there's a lot of members who have already. Bye, Melinda. Thanks for coming. Anyone who has logged into Sport 80, renewed or joined and has signed in there, or they signed in the previous platform, they're now all in there. So when you do that report to find all of your current annual members, their waivers expiration date is the same as their membership expiration date. They're the same.
I guess I'm confused because they were not the same last year.
I know that. And that's because we didn't have the integration with Smart Waiver, that third-party platform.
Right.
Didn't talk to our previous system. And so we plugged them all together, pulled them out of Smart Waiver, pulled them out of the CMS, pulled them out of Sport 80, and now we took every single source that we had and combined it all into one.
And so the expiration for a waiver that we would have seen last October is not going to necessarily be the one we'll see today. Because you're saying that the annual, go ahead.
Pardon me, Bill, I don't mean to speak over you.
That's okay.
So we synced up people's membership dates and their waiver expiration dates. So if they synced last October, but they actually expire in June, their waiver now expires in June. So when they renew, they sign it fresh and you just start over year over year over year.
Very good.
Thank you for reminding me. Great question. Anybody else have one? Or Chris, your hand is still up. Do you have another question? Maybe, maybe not. Are there more questions in the chat?
Muted again. I was muted again. I'm sorry.
Go right ahead.
I actually put my hand back up. The issue was I've always been a bit confused about when, for events like, again, our pool sessions, if somebody is an ACA member and they've completed their annual waiver, is it perfectly reasonable just to accept that as their waiver that covers them for the pool sessions?
Yes, they're the same.
Okay.
Same waiver. Yes.
Okay, because I've never done that in the past, and I was never really clear. I'd be on the safe side. I always ask people to complete waivers for the pool session specifically, which would be event waivers. But I should, okay, well, I'll have to rethink that and see if I can save people some trouble.
Another thing, Chris, if you want to, any current annual ACA member can also sign an event waiver. If you're unsure or you get confused and you want to have them sign one, that's perfectly fine. No problem at all. It'll link to their account. If they affiliate with your club on that waiver, it'll pop into your results on that search and on those reports, and that's perfectly fine. But like I was telling Bill a moment ago, when we had some people do paper, right? We had some people do it in the CMS, which is our instructional platform. We had some people do it in Smart Waiver, another third-party system. And we would try to update the dates. People would mail us in giant boxes of waivers, and we try to figure out whose signature that actually is, because everybody's penmanship is and then try to enter the date in their profile. And it was just a huge manual mess. And so thank the good Lord that we've streamlined this a little bit. We still have some improvements to make, especially on those e-passes and stuff. I hear all of that. But in this case, you can accept an annual waiver as a waiver for those pool sessions. So yes, one less thing to do.
Okay. As a general comment, one of the issues in the past has always been determining who is, in fact, an ACA member. And sometimes people will say they are, but their membership is expired.
Yeah. Well,
they're not sure whether it's expired or not, or,
yeah.
And
of course, what I would say to that person or to you is that go into your member profile and get that e-pass for your smartphone, right? And or take a picture of it on your computer with your phone, whatever way you want to do it. And the QR code will always show true. So even if they took a screenshot of their membership while it was current and it says current until some other different time, or the status says current even though the screenshot's from 8 months ago, if you scan the QR code, it'll tell you if that's still the case. You don't need a special app. You don't need a special phone or camera. Any smartphone will scan the QR code and tell you the status of that person's membership.
Okay.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, I'm not fully putting the pieces together there, but I'll come back to that. We don't have to worry about it further in this meeting, but
okay, well, I want to help you connect all the dots so that your next pool session is 1% check-in admin and 99% fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure we're going to get this time around, we're going to get some paper waivers. So,
that's fine. Okay.
We'll
take
see
this
how
too.
it goes.
No big deal.
Okay.
All right. Hey, Tom, how can I help you? What's your question?
See, this is great. Are you going to do a separate webinar that's going to really focus on the annual waiver? Like, I know there's a couple of questions about it here, but this needs to be more the event waiver.
Sure. We most certainly can, yeah.
Yeah, because that's really more my focus. And you made an earlier comment about the dates being synced for the membership and the waiver, but I can go into the annual waiver and, change the date all the time. So if it's really an annual once a year, like there's not a logic with that at this point in time.
You can update when you sign it, I suppose. Well, effectively, anytime that someone's membership expires, the waiver also does. So even if they just signed it yesterday and then their membership expires today, it forces it when they renew, it'll force them to sign it again. So it'll refresh.
True, but it would be the opposite. It would be a concern. A lot of people join ACA. That doesn't mean they sign the waiver. It's a separate event. When you go log in, you have to do the waiver. So they could be a member, but not have signed the waiver. That would be my greater concern. Yes. If they're no longer a member, it doesn't matter if they're not a member.
I understand that. So when someone is a current member and is just renewing, they must sign it to get through the membership process.
Oh, well, we haven't seen that yet because we just transitioned to this. So
Correct.
when I transition to it, that's, it's not visible.
I understand. I'll make a note and feel free to ask me about it and I'll show you again. We can have another one of these things to discuss with everybody, or I'll certainly help you if you have a particular example that you want me to run through. But when people join brand new or renew right now, they are forced to sign it. There's not a separate date, a separate platform, a separate anything. It's all together now.
Yeah, there's no information on the website that says that anywhere.
Okay, I will make sure it gets put there.
The other thing, Chelsea, I mentioned before about the linking where we have to, the person links and someone is that question earlier about linking their club to the ACA waiver process. I really wish there was just a choice where we could just see any ACA member and if they have a waiver. I don't care like the other person. I get people all the time that are not club members. If I have to go back, we're running a trip in a few days. If I had to go back and try to get them to affiliate with the Philadelphia Canoe Club so I can see their waiver, it's just a lot of effort on my part. I never had to do that before. So it's just creating work, and I'm not a paid person or volunteer. I just want to go paddle with people.
I understand. I would say all of us are in that same boat. We are not allowed to share any ACA members' contact information and details with you. That's against the privacy policy. So if they have elected to be associated with your club, they agree to share their information with you. Not everyone has agreed to that.
So that was not true in the past, but I guess that's a change today.
In the past, when someone signed one of the smart waivers with your custom link, you could see everyone who signed it. And that was true.
No, just it ended up in the website for ACA. You could just search for the name of a person, and it would show up that they were a member and they had a current waiver.
Okay.
Nothing to a smart waiver.
Okay, then forgive me. I am not familiar with what you're speaking about, but we do not have that functionality now. I apologize.
Okay. Well, that's fine. So you're saying that, yeah, you can't, and that makes sense. I always thought before that was a little bit too much, like it showed too much information. I wish it just showed that they have a waiver or not. That's all I cared about. I didn't care about their birth date or any other information. So in a way, that's a good thing.
Thank you, Tom. Hugh, do you have a question?
Yeah, I have a question. If you have a member who also signs an event waiver, whether it's paid or free, is there going to be a charge either to our club or the person who signed that waiver?
If they choose the one that says paid, they will pay it because you have to pay it to submit it. Right. They should not do that because they're a current member, they don't need to. But no, if they're a current member, you are not charged for them on your event reporting.
Okay, so if they sign a free waiver, then there would be no charge to the club for that.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's no. Yeah, the free is free for everybody. No charge to anybody. Yeah.
Okay, and then if let's say you have a pool session and someone has signed a waiver and then signs another waiver within 30 days, really the same question comes up. Would there be any charge for signing a second waiver?
No. So just on the date of your event, they either need to be a current member for them to be free for you, or they pay that $10 up front, or you paid on the back end, right? So if they sign the free one and they're an annual member and sign the waiver 20 times, you don't owe a darn thing. The event fees post-course, post-event, post-activity are not calculated by the number of waivers that were signed. It's by the number of non-members who attended. Okay. And the final report form gives you the flexibility to say, I had 7 current ACA members and 3 non-members. 3 times 10 is 30. You close the door. That's it. So it's not based on the waivers, because people can accidentally sign twice, forgot they signed it, sign one for their children. I don't know, but it's based on attendance, not waivers.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Debbie.
Thanks. Oh, okay, I'm off mute. I'm anticipating that I will need paper waivers at some of my classes. And I see that the date of the paper waiver that I'll print online is January 6, 2021. Is that still current?
Yes, we have not updated the legal language on the document in years. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
That's fine.
Thank you. Thanks.
Sure. Does anyone else have a question? Or would you like to get back to your afternoon and get away from your computer? Yeah, Jean, I see you over there. Yeah. Well, thank you everybody for your time today. It really means a lot. Thank you for the thoughtful and relevant questions. Please wish us all luck. The ACA is moving office spaces tomorrow across town. So we're going to box up everything and unbox it again. But it's going to be sweet. I really like the new building. I have my own window, y'all. It's going to be great. But, thank you. Again, this is being recorded. We'll get this recording out. You can always go back and look at it. Please keep my email, keep Crystal's. Let us know anytime that you have some more questions, or if you have a specific scenario you want to run through, we'll do that for you. No problem at all.